You can see vehicles underwater. All main lanes are closed right now. Definitely shut down northbound, but also very little traffic southbound main lanes. Routes until you stay away from the area. What's happening there right now? Federal with Washington. Those are closed routes for you right now. We are working to find the source of this massive flooding event across the interstate. But Don Armstrong, our eye in the sky, is over the scene. And Don, just give me your impressions of what you're seeing and what you can tell about what's causing this right now. And so right now we are looking at our vehicles that are completely underwater. When we first spotted this, there was water covering the northbound lanes of the interstate. We could see water bubbling up from underneath, but could not see what kind of a source it was. We see people that are in need of rescue there on top of their vehicles. What that tells me is that the water came up so quickly, or that perhaps, for instance, if they had equipment with them, they did not want to leave their vehicles. So they are there waiting now, and wisely, because there is no way of knowing not only how deep that water is, but what's beyond it, and what might be a safe place to get to, and how difficult it might be to get there. The content of that water, here you can tell, is varied. And right now, those main lanes have been moved underwater, vehicles being directed off the right in the area. An I-610 loop on the northeast side of Clinton right now. This is clearly adjacent to those warehouse and industrial yards that are there in the area. But you see the interstate sign, and that is all. We can see the water bubbling up from underneath. And as we come to you live, I'm kind of searching for a way to hear Dawn and what Dawn is saying. So what we'd love to do, if Dawn can hear us, is go ahead and just say hello to you in the sky and tell us what your impression is of what's happening there at Clinton and the Loop. Hey Dawn, this is Elisa Rivas from the Eyewitness Newsroom. I know that you're up in Sky Eye right now. What can you tell us about what you're seeing?
Well, Elisa, something that I have certainly never seen. We only usually see this in some sort of catastrophic weather event, but the 610 West Loop completely underwater. This is at the underpass at Clinton Drive, so it's a low section of the freeway. And to give you some perspective, let me zoom out here and let me show you exactly where that is for those that don't really know. This is coming off of the Ship Channel Bridge. I'm going to pan here to the left. There's the Houston Ship Channel. The traffic that you see that's stopped, that is northbound traffic coming from the Ship Channel, the Gulf Gate area, 45, the South Loop, heading northbound. All of the lanes obviously are shut down on the northbound side, and actually many of the southbound lanes are closed as well. The traffic that you see coming on there, that's coming up from the feeder street down here near Clinton Drive. That is where the problem lies. As you can tell, many feet of water here at the Clinton underpass of the 610 East Loop. And you can see that there are several cars that have become stuck down here, and we assume that everybody got out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull back here and show you fellows that are on top of the roof of their truck, and they are waiting for a high water rescue, and I'll get into that in just a moment. There they are. So this is really kind of at the beginning of this flooding event down here at the end of the Ship Channel Bridge on the 610 East Loop coming up from 225. Needless to say, traffic is a nightmare over here and will affect many of the freeways over on the east side of town. So what's causing all of this? Well, it is a broken water main, a huge water main, and this is Clinton Drive right here. And I'm going to show you where this water main break is happening. About a quarter of a mile to the east of the 610 East Loop. Look at the size of that. I don't know how big that water main is, but it is massive. One of the things that I thought about was, my goodness, if this water main is so huge, it must be feeding several of the refineries and other industrial plants over here on the east side. Not sure how they're affected. We do know that, as you can see there in the middle of my picture, HPD is here. They're trying to guide rescuers and also figure out what they're going to do with all of this traffic that is literally stuck here on the 610 East Loop. Looking to the north now, up toward I-10, the Baytown East Freeway. There you see it. Obviously no northbound traffic per se because it's all stuck down here. And it appeared with this unexpected flooding event. Again, I've never seen anything like it. You can see all of the debris floating in the water. Mainly that is leaves and debris that the water has pushed off of the side of the underpass here. And this is the underpass of the 610 East Loop under Clinton Drive. So it is below grade, as they say.
And I think, you know, the pictures tell us the story, right? But I think we should emphasize to people that even though there is some traffic moving, this appears to be people who are just basically getting off of the interstate from being stuck. They're being rerouted. There is not a way through using the main lanes of the 610 North Loop.
Well, that's right, Elisa. So here is the rescue crews are going to do the high water rescue without the boat, it appears. This is one of those Army surplus vehicles that has been repurposed by Houston Fire Department for things just like this, high water events, because that truck is many feet off of the ground. I'm sure that you've seen these before, but here are the guys on the truck going to go down here and rescue these others that are stuck on top of their cars. Quite the scene, plowing through all of this water. That water is probably 4 feet deep at least, and getting deeper as we go along here. We'll see if they make it. I assume that they will. They know how much clearance they have, and let's hope that that doesn't get up into the engine compartment and stall that vehicle. We're going to see how this plays out here and see what happens.
So we are on the I-610 loop. It's the East Loop, northeast side, right in that corner where the loop turns. The northbound and the southbound lanes are flooded at Clinton, water pouring backwards onto the interstate from the Clinton exit from a water main break that is just off the interstate. And as we are watching this from Sky Eye, these pictures that Don is providing to us, we see the only vehicle able to get through this water right now, a rescue vehicle. We have seen people that are sitting on top of their cars. Some of them look like regular cars. Some of them look to be work vans. And essentially they need help. They need somebody to come get them. And so the Houston Fire Department is en route to do just that. We called for rescue boats to the scene. We did see a rescue boat in the water, but then it was retrieved. And now at this point, we have the vehicle that should be able, hopefully, to make it through this kind of water. And this is just so shocking to see this on what is a perfectly beautiful and sunny day.
Let's see how they do this. I don't know whether they have another boat inside that vehicle or whether they're going to get them to step off, put them in a harness. We're going to have to see, because I'm not exactly sure how they're going to perform this maneuver and get these guys off of their truck. very interesting. This is an older Army vehicle, as I said, that has been repurposed by many municipalities across the United States. It was a program that was put into place several years ago, and the government basically gave these trucks to city municipalities that they felt needed them and wanted them. And this is a perfect example of how the Houston Fire Department has repurposed this vehicle for doing just exactly what it's doing. You can see actually stairs that have been put on the back of it for this purpose, so people can crawl up into that particular van. It's truly amazing. They're obviously trying to maneuver this particular vehicle around so they can get these guys out of here. I think they're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to do that.
And Don, can you tell, is this across the main lanes? I'm wondering if, as the vehicle drives, it's running into some kind of a barrier there to where it can't quite get all the way to where it needs to rescue those individuals.
That could very well be. As you can see there, there's some Armco steel barrier there that they might have run across because it's obviously underwater. One of the many perils of doing this kind of rescue, you don't know what exactly is underneath the vehicle. And so it looks like they've maneuvered themselves on the other side of it now.
And also, can you give us any sense of the current of this water? I know where it's coming down the ramp at Clinton, you can really see it kind of flowing like a river, but what about the location where this rescue is being done?
Well, there you can kind of see it by the debris that's in the water. It appears that it is flowing toward the vehicle's rear end and then swirling around it. If you look closer, let me zoom in just a little bit more for you here. Maybe we can get a better idea of exactly which way the water is flowing. Not much at this point, but it is coming back toward us now, toward our picture, toward your view.
Again, if you are just joining our live streaming coverage on our news app or at abc13.com, we are watching live a rescue event on the I-610 North Loop, East Loop at Clinton. The interstate has flooded due to a water main break. All main lanes northbound and southbound are closed, and now the Houston Fire Department is having to get out and reach some people that are essentially stuck on top of their vehicles. The water rising so quickly that they were unable to maneuver their vehicle, get themselves out safely, and the rescue now underway.
Let's see how they're going to do this. I guess they're going to put life jackets on everybody and then walk them back to the truck. Yep. Life jackets going on one. So there's two guys here, and there's another man over here in a van. This looks like some sort of a landscaping crew pulling a trailer. This guy here in his van. There's just nowhere for them to go. The water rose so quickly. Everybody just, matter of fact, I will show you here in a minute, once we get this rescue taken care of here, that there are a couple of cars just ahead on the freeway here that the windshield wipers are still going. It came up so quickly because of the amount of water that is coming out of that broken main up on Clinton Drive and rushing down the exit ramp from the 610 East Loop northbound to Clinton Drive. It's like a super slide, if you will, at a water amusement park. Truly amazing, and to see this rescue underway now.
And the good news, it appears too, as we've watched this rescue unfold, is that they're able to walk out to them despite how difficult it was to get the vehicle out to their location. It does add that extra barrier of safety that they can touch the ground, they're able to walk, and it puts them, of course, at less risk, but still a precarious situation. They're putting on the life jacket just to be sure and walking those men along the secure line over to the rescue vehicle.
And Elisa, you saw the lead rescuer there, that he was actually poking the ground to make sure that he didn't go into some hole or something that you can't see under all of this dirty water. is on the freeway.
And we should note too, thankfully, they seem to be in good condition. They're walking themselves out, holding onto that secure line. So whatever it took for them to get through that initial burst of water and get out onto their vehicle, they appear to be relatively uninjured as they walk toward the rescue vehicle.
That's right. We've got one more to go too. This fellow over here on the van. Again, we still don't know what the status is of all of the other people that hopefully abandoned their cars and got to safety that are elsewhere around, like the silver vehicle that there's on the right-hand side of your screen. We assume that that person was able to get out, but we don't know. And I assume that the fire department will be looking into that here momentarily once they get these people rescued and back on dry ground.
And we're starting to share some information we're receiving into our newsroom from our public officials, from the sheriff. I'm here now. I'm told a water main broke near Fidelity at North Carolina. Water flowed to the 610 South Ship Channel Bridge. Water covering a part of the main lanes, causing people to sit on the roofs of their vehicles. We now know that it is the main lanes northbound and southbound. The information we're receiving now too from Houston Public Works. Houston water crews are responding and working to contain it already. So those efforts are already in motion. They're asking people to conserve water. And they've already had a lot of people talking about how they have low water pressure, asking people to avoid the area of Cortlandis for all the reasons that we've been showing people here in the last half hour or so. This is a 96-inch water line, and they're still trying to identify the section that's broken. So once they do, they're going to close off that section, but there's no real word on what caused the failure of the water line. So as we see this next rescue underway, we know that officials on the other end of this, where the water's coming from, are also working on it as well.
A 96-inch water main. That is huge. You stand up inside that kind of a pipe. It is huge, and to have a catastrophic break like this one had, you have to ask yourself why, and are there any other 96-inch lines that are in jeopardy of failure anytime soon around town? You know, we bury our pipelines, the water lines in this town, and we seem to tend to forget that they all need care now and then, and these kind of things do happen. But a 96-inch line, that is huge. You can almost you put a motorcycle with a rider inside that. It's that big. So you can imagine the amount of water, gallons per minute, if you will, that something like that could produce, and you can see the result here. So that person obviously walked over to safety and to dry ground over here on the loop. That is the descending side of the 610 East Loop coming off of the Ship Channel Bridge. One thing that I want to point out here is that you can see that the water at one time was actually higher than it is now. So I'm not sure whether the pumps are doing that, or they are actually trying to get that water level, the water volume closed off on that 96-inch main that is broken.